So let's start by looking at the Tkick. This is a twin T based circuit, familiar to those that know how the 808 kick works, and it builds upon these circuit designs. Let's take the output straight into my mixer which we're recording and just trigger a simple rhythm. Familiar electronic drum sound. We have the tune. And resonance. It's meant to model a membrane, and we've got that kind of physical modelling membrane, almost string-like sound. It's got massive low end. We've got the click tune, which mixes in with this sort of resonating membrane. We can take the click out on its own. We have a square wave out for fans of gabber. And we've got the WTF input, kind of like a weird bandpass filter, and CV with an attenuator to control the tuning. Let's check out that WTF input with a low pitch saw wave. Not quite a bandpass filter, but some cool sounds to be had. So that's a quick look at the Tkick. So let's check out the noise square module. We've got two analog noises, pink and white. We've then got metallic noise, which is digital, and putting that through a filter you can create some 808 style cymbal sounds. We've got the plain digital noise. There is a CV input for the metallic or the digital on that switch. We've got the cow, which is square waves tuned to the right ratio to create electronic cowbell sounds. And the cow and the square are controlled by this pitch. There's CV over the square tuning and CV over metallic or digital, as I said. So this is a great time to look at skis. This is a dual decay and dual VCA module all in one. We've got the trigger inputs and then the envelope outs. We then get a VCA CV input, but if we simply trigger the decay, it normals through to input the VCA anyway. So sound into the input, signal into the VCA, signal out, and a trigger, and that's all we need. We can patch another sound in and take another trigger sequence into channel B. And that tonal change there was from this VCA crunch. Let's turn that back on. So that's skis and the noise square. So let's check out Sinnamon. the filter in the Bastl line of modules. This is state variable with band, high pass and low pass outputs, 2 CVs, one unattenuated, one with an attenuator. We've got some switches to change the character and the resonance character in the circuit, and an absolute ton of gain and drive on this switch with the input drive level. Let's start with a saw wave at the input. And we'll take the low pass out. No res. Nice smooth rich filtering. Let's add some drive. Just back the input off slightly. Some resonance. Different character. It's really unstable there, which is cool. So pretty mad resonance with those switches when you want it. Let's check out the other modes. So it's a great sounding filter. Let's take an LFO into the CV with the attenuator. Just play around. Just loads of drive if you want it. Sticking with the band, let's take this LFO up to audio rate. So you can dial in these audio rate overtones. Kinda sounds like oscillator FM, it's the same thing, audio rate frequency modulation, but of the cutoff rather than the oscillator's pitch. So loads of character, drive if you want it, or it can clean up. A great sounding state variable filter with these nice switches to change the character and all that drive on tap as well. So let's build up a beat with Knitrider. We've got the outputs A through F, and this is a 6 trigger or gate sequencer that can have the 6 different voices running at different step lengths. We can have little subsets so that we can divide any of the 16 steps into a further 4 for little ratchets and bursts. And we can activate up to 4 bars of 16 steps per voice as well. So let's start with a simple kick. Going to hit A. Active step shows me which steps are active. Let's just make this an 8-step sequence. Just going to plug in the trigger for my kick. Let's go to B, active step, and again, let's just make this 8 steps long. Let's go to C, and I want to make a longer pattern, so it's got active step, 2 bars full. Let's go to D, and let's make this just 7 steps long. And E. We can activate sub-steps by holding the button and turning on which one of the 4 sub-steps is active. So for this one, could be all 4. And then let's trigger some modulation on drone in noise on F. Let's go active steps, but let's just do 5. We can shift the tempo by holding function. Or we can put a clock in right at the top. Different step lengths, different subsets per step, up to 4 bars, really simple, really quick and intuitive. You saw how fast that was to move around these voices and just tap in the trigger rhythm. So to finish on, let's check out the CV Trinity. It's 6 modulation sources that can be envelopes, LFOs, or knob recorded automation. At the minute, I've got a little kick drum, well, more like a tom, just striking, acting in every few notes, triggering my sound that we're going to modulate. Now I'm manually going to move my AM, FM and wave folding amounts. And that's what we're going to actually modulate and record some automation for. We select which of the different outputs we have on these buttons and which row, whether the bottom 3 or the top 3 on that switch. So we're in the first mode. Blue is envelopes, red is recording the automation, green is LFOs. Let's just play with the LFOs first. But I want to record some automation. So we hold record, move this knob. This then selects how many steps that we've got active in the recorded part, and this changes the slew or the smoothing. So let's record something in. So there's our custom recorded automation. We can smooth that out. or reduce the number of steps, and it records 32 steps or 32 clock pulses. So let's increase those steps active in that recording. Becomes a great jammable source where we've got a longer sequence that we can reduce and bring in and manually adjust. So as well as the envelopes and LFOs, CV Trinity is a great hub for 6 different modulation sources. On this side, we can influence what's happening over CV or by gates and triggers, resetting and activating envelopes. These are the outputs. We have a select output with an LED that shows us what's happening on the selected output at any given time. And we've got the clock in and clock out as well. So that's just been a quick look at some of the modules in the Bastl range. Be sure to go check out Bastl. Their website's great with manuals and all the information you could possibly want on these modules. Thanks for watching, and check out more modular videos on the Future Music YouTube channel.